Hi there, it's Jennifer, and I'm here to do another video in my series on long distance walking, and today's topic is what to do after a long walk. Now, if you're just getting out the door for 3 or 4 miles a few days a week, you don't have to worry too much about this. But when you're getting out there for long distances and putting some greater strain on your body, there are some things that you really need to think about so that you can recover. All of these are about recovery. You don't want to go out there, say, this is so great, I'm going to walk for miles and miles, and then come home and feel lousy or feel lousy the next day. So hopefully some of these tips will help you with that. Now, if you are, say you've been walking 3 to 4 miles, and all of a sudden you say, I want to do 7, work your way up. But if you do that, then you'll want to think about some of these things. 7 to me is not really a very long distance because I'm training for a full marathon right now as a walker, but if you're new to that, then you'll want to really keep some of these things in mind. Certainly if you're going for longer distances, 10 miles or more, then you need to really think about these things. So the first thing I'm going to mention is that, of course, you're going to be hydrating when you're out on a walk, but when you come home, you still need to continue to hydrate. Or when you finish, if you do a race, you need to continue to hydrate after the race is over, after your walk is over. You may feel like I'm not exerting myself anymore, but your core temperature is still up, and you're still sweating, and so you need to continue to drink water. Another thing that you will probably notice is that if you're out there really for quite some time, at the beginning you may find that you have to pee if you have been hydrating well, but then at a certain point you won't have to anymore. No matter how much you're drinking, you won't have to. When you come home or when you finish a race, you might find that you don't have to pee for a while. You keep drinking water until you have to pee again because your body needs to have enough to continue to help you recover and rehydrate, and you just gotta flush your system there and get some fluids into it. So anyway, just keep doing that. You don't want to completely flood your body with water, especially without electrolytes. You need to have that because sometimes if we don't have an electrolyte replacement, we lose all the sodium from our body, and then we can't hold on to the fluid that we drink. So hydration, 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 not only before, not only during, but also after a long walk. Okay, another thing is your nutrition after a walk or a run. I mean, it's the same thing. Walkers and runners, it's really the same advice. So one of the things that you should do is after you finish a long distance is that within an hour, you should have a snack that is 50% carbs, 50% protein. It might be a turkey sandwich, or it might be one of those energy bars like Power Bar, but make sure you get one that's for recovery. Some of those bars are intended to have before you start. Some of them are intended to have while you're out there, and then there are some that are called recovery. There'll be recovery bars. Jelly Belly has recovery sport beans, and those things are intended to give your body the nutrition it needs. Try not to get something that's completely laden with sugar, but that combination of carbohydrates and protein will help your body to recover, and it needs to be within an hour. So bring it with you. If you're not walking around home and finishing right up at home, bring your snack with you. Okay, then let's see. The next thing is that when you finish a race, the temptation, a race or a long walk, the temptation is to hobble when you walk, to kind of limp a little bit, and you're sore. The bottoms of your feet may hurt. Your muscles are probably going to feel really tight, and the temptation is really just to walk very stiff. What happens with that is your muscles are going to stiffen up because you are causing them to stiffen up. And so the next day, the day after that, weeks after that even, you may still feel stiff and sore because you held your muscles in a stiff position afterwards. My friend and I have this thing that we say after we finish a walk. We always say, sexy walk, sexy walk. And what we mean by that is that you want to take strides Stretch your legs out, lean into your hip. I'm using my shoulders here, but you know, really lean into your hips, kind of do that swivelly, sexy walk kind of thing. And so that your muscles are really stretching out as you're walking, kind of emphasize your walk. If you feel silly doing it in public, just walk around your house that way. If you finish a race, who cares, you know? Everybody's hobbling and hurting and they're not gonna be noticing that you're doing this stretchy kind of walk. It is really the best thing you can do. You can go ahead and do stretches after you finish because your muscles will be very warm, and you can do regular stretches at that time. Hip stretches feel really good. And then of course any other stretches you can do for your legs are really good. But I have just found that if you do this walk, if you just focus on walking and elongating your muscles as you're walking, then it really does help to alleviate soreness and keep you from stiffening up. Okay, last thing is another thing for making your muscles feel better. You would think that taking a nice warm bath would be a wonderful thing to do after you've gone out and done, you know, a bunch of miles. No, you're not supposed to do that. I heard somebody describe it as a stewing in a tub of your own lactic acid. It's not good. It will actually make you feel more sore. So you do not want to take a warm bath. You'll be tempted to because you think it sounds so relaxing, and it might feel relaxing when you get in there, but later it will make you feel worse. So don't do that. Don't take a warm bath. Now, what I have done in the past is if I've been at a race and then we go back to the hotels, I'll fill up the tub with about this much cold water, and then I get in there and I kneel in the cold water, and that sort of like ices my knees and my ankles, and I'll do that for, you know, 5 minutes or so. The other thing I used to do when I was living down in Phoenix, we had a swimming pool in our backyard, and in the fall, winter, spring, the water in the pool was pretty chilly. So when I came home from doing a training walk, I would get in the pool, walk down the steps until my knees were covered, and I would just stand there for 5 or 10 minutes to sort of ice my knees and ankles. Cold stuff on your joints is going to be better than getting yourself into a hot tub. And so don't do that. Don't do that. Unless you want to fill up the tub with cold water and immerse your whole body in cold water. I wouldn't want to, but you can do that too. The final thing I'm going to recommend that instead of getting in a tub that you can do is they have different kinds of pain relieving gels that you can get. Some people use these if they have arthritis, but they really market these at the expos for races. And I have found that several of them do an amazing job. This particular one is a pain relieving gel by BioFreeze, and it says it's with soothing natural menthol and Ilex. I don't know what that is. Cryotherapy, the cold method, and says penetrating, long-lasting pain relief from arthritis, sore muscles and joints, and back pain. So it's kind of like Bengay. You put it on, but this has some like herbal extract kind of stuff that I guess is supposed to be pain relieving. And so I always have this with me after if I'm going to a race, or if I'm, you know, of course it's around the house if I'm coming back from a training walk. I sometimes put it on my feet. I will always put it around my knees and my ankles, and then sometimes I take it and just rub it right on my butt cheeks. Just because those muscles really get worked as a walker. When you're a runner, you use more of your hip muscles on the side, and when you're a walker, you use more of your butt muscles on the back. So I'll put that on. There's a cooling sensation that probably distracts you from the pain, and then it's supposed to have some stuff, I mean, if it works for arthritis, it's supposed to have some stuff that kind of penetrates the skin. There are different brands. I've tried another one called, it's by Hoyt, H-O-Y-T. They have one that I've used that's really nice, and there are other ones that have topical creams that have ibuprofen in them, and so you put it on, and it actually, the ibuprofen penetrates through your skin. So rather than taking a tablet, you put it right in the place where you're in pain, and then it, you know, kind of goes in that way. So some people use those. You can give those a try and see which ones work best for you. Just don't take a bath. There are other things you can do. Go get a massage the next day. But yeah, don't get in a hot tub. Okay, so that's it. So you want to make sure that you are continuing to hydrate after you finish. You want to make sure that you have some kind of a snack, 50-50 carbohydrates and protein. You want to make sure that you continue to stretch out your muscles in your legs. After you're done, don't take a bath, and use a pain relieving gel if you find that that would be helpful. So anyway, I hope you guys are getting out there, and even with the colder months coming up in many parts of the country, don't let that be an excuse to not get out there. In fact, it's better for you to get out there when it's cold. I mean, provided that you've got layers of clothing and you're keeping yourself warm. It's really good because your body is trying to keep its temperature up, and you burn more calories. So yeah, I'm gonna put some information over on my blog at BusyBeingJen.com. I'll link the coordinating blog post in the space below to give you some information from experts. Remember, I'm not a marathon trainer, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a healthcare professional. I'm just a person who's done a whole lot of races and walking, and I've attended classes about this, so I'm just giving you the information that I've picked up along the way. But you always want to check with experts. So check my blog, and I will put some links for some things that you can check out over there. Anyway, I hope you guys are getting out there and walking and enjoying it, and I hope I'll see you again. I'm not doing videos in this series every single week now, kind of spreading those out, but I will be doing 1 or 2 in this series every month. Of course, I have other videos about organization and vacation planning and makeup reviews and all that, so I hope you'll come along with me. If you're not currently subscribed to my channel, just hit that button right there, and YouTube will let you know when I upload new videos. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you again. Bye-bye.